Welcome to this video. Imagine a world where you don't need to manage servers, worry about infrastructure, or spend hours troubleshooting deployment nightmares. And now wake up! Azure Functions give you the power to focus on what really matters: your code. From automating tasks to building scalable APIs, Azure Functions is your go-to serverless solution. It's cost-effective, efficient, and integrates seamlessly with your favorite tool like Visual Studio Code, which opens the door for local debugging. Just be careful not to accidentally run anything too wild and rack up a bill that sends the finance team into a frenzy. Before we start, let's take a moment and understand what an Azure Function is. Azure Functions is a serverless computing service that lets develop in your language of choice, C#, Python, JavaScript, etc., to run small pieces of code in response to events or periodically, without worrying about infrastructure management. For example, you could use Azure Functions to handle HTTP requests, process data from database, or respond to events in real time. Let's begin our setup by creating a new Python environment, which will be used specially for debugging purposes. Next, we'll install the Azure Functions core tools and Azure CLI from the Microsoft website. Links are provided in the description. Now that the local environment is set up, open Visual Studio Code and navigate to the Extensions tab. Search for Azure Functions and click Install. This extension seamlessly integrates Azure Functions into your VS Code workflow. Once installed, you'll notice a new Azure icon in the activity bar. Click on it and explore the interface. If you are not signed in, you'll see a Sign In button. Click and log in using your Azure credential. At the top of the interface, you'll find a list of resources your account has access to, and on each of them you will be able to see deployed functions, files in storage account, and more. And at the bottom, you'll see your local workspace. This is where you can create and debug Azure Functions locally before deploying them to the cloud. Now let's create a new function for local debugging. In the Azure interface of VS Code, click Create Function Project. Choose a folder for your project. Then select Python as the programming language. Use the recommended module v2, which provides full control over the workspace. Now pick a trigger type. For this example, we'll use an HTTP-triggered template. And name the function, something like Hello World function. The final step here is to select the authorization level, which is specific to HTTP-trigger-based functions. There are three options. Function key grants access to a specific function within the function app. Anonymous doesn't require any authentication. And admin requires a master key to access the endpoint, which is obtained through the Azure portal. By default, the function key authorization type is selected, and it's not required during local debugging. For other type of functions, this step will vary. For instance, in time-triggered functions, you'll specify a schedule for when the task should run. After creating the function, you'll notice that this process has generated a bunch of files. Let's review them. .vs Code folder contains configuration files for your local environment. Extensions.json specifies the required extensions to run the function properly. Launch.json contains debugger settings, including the port where the debugger will run. This allows Azure Functions to be hosted locally for debugging. Settings.json includes general settings for VS Code. And tasks.json contains two task configurations. The first task starts the Azure Functions host locally for testing, while ensuring that required Python dependencies are installed using pip. This is similar to debugger configuration in Launch.json. The second task installs the dependencies listed in requirements.txt. Outside of the .vs Code folder, we have host.json. This file configures Azure Functions runtime and provides global settings for all functions in your app. In this example, it defines login configuration and manages extensions that enables triggers, bindings, and integrations with Azure services like Azure Storage, Cosmos DB, Event Hubs, etc. This file ensures consistency in how your function behaves across local and cloud environments. and the main one is function app.py. This file contains the actual logic for your function, along with its triggers and bindings. For example, the authorization level you selected earlier is configured here. By default, the generated function takes a name from the request parameters and returns it in an HTTP response. This serves as a basic example of how input parameters are processed and output is returned. To test this function locally, click the Run button in the Debug VS Code section or press F5. This will start the Azure Functions runtime and you'll see a local URL for testing in the terminal. Copy the URL from your terminal. This is the HTTP-triggered URL for your function. Paste the URL in your browser and you'll see the response from the Azure function. Next, go back to your code and set a breakpoint in the function logic. Now add a name parameter to the URL. When you refresh the page in your browser, it will hit the breakpoint in your code. This allows you to debug the function step by step, plus inspect variables and see the output, including the parameter you passed in. This process helps ensure your functions behave as expected before deployment. And to summarize, in this video we explored Azure Functions, set up our development environment with Python and VS Code, and created a simple HTTP-triggered function. In the next video we will deploy this function to Azure and explore additional features. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the cloud!